Hi lovelies, and welcome to a brand new video. My name is Yaz and I'm a small business owner, and I wanted to give my honest and personal review on the Centre of Excellence. The Centre of Excellence, in my opinion, is like college but online, and as someone who is disabled with a lot of learning disabilities, I have so many amazing things to talk about with the Centre of Excellence. I'm not sponsored in any way, just putting that out there, but I want to give my personal opinion. A lot of courses, when you go online, especially for small business courses, there are a lot of scams out there, a lot of places that charge you constantly. It's more of a subscription when it doesn't need to be, because you don't need all of it, that kind of stuff. And Centre of Excellence is a one-time purchase kind of course, which I think is great. The other thing I do want to mention, if you do want to buy a course, go to their Facebook group, see what discount codes they've got, because most of the time you can get literally every single one of these courses for £27, down from like £127 on their website. If you want to check out what courses there are first, then check out the link in my description and it will take you straight there. It is an affiliate link, but I don't get money. I get like an Amazon gift card kind of thing, but it doesn't change my opinion at all. Why is it so cheap? Well, when you sell items such as like sewing patterns, you only have to make them up once. So no matter how much you put it up for, if you put it up for £1 there and you get 500 people that buy it, you've made £500 from spending 20 minutes or an hour making this one item that everyone can use. And that's kind of what this is like, except it's a little bit more expensive than a sewing pattern, because they do have people who grade your papers, shall we say. So just like GCSEs, you give your papers in and they grade it, except it's so much better because they don't grade you based on your memory or your spelling, that kind of stuff. They grade you based on the knowledge that you have taken and how you've interpreted it and that kind of stuff, and how you've, you know, yeah. And that's how they can make quite a lot of money, based on the fact that even if they put it on such a big sale. And the best part is that they are always coming out with new courses, and they listen to you, us, that kind of thing. If you go on their Facebook page and you follow them, they'll ask you sometimes like what kind of courses you want to see, and they listen to that. And they've recently come out with a new course, which is, I'm not quite sure how new it is because I haven't been there for a while, but it wasn't there when I first started, which I will get to soon. And it's a start your own online business course. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And I have just ordered it, and I've been through one of the courses that it comes with. So you get business management with accounting diploma, marketing and PR for small business diploma, social media marketing diploma, internet marketing strategies for business diploma, and how to make marketing videos for business diploma. So I got all of those for the cost of £97, and I can come back to these whenever I want. I'm just going to tell you some of the course categories that they have, and they have courses within those categories. So there are a lot of courses, but here are the categories. So we have corporate wellness, herbalist, aromatherapy, massage, Reiki, CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, psychic and supernatural, holistic therapy, physiology, psychology, neuro-linguistic program, animal care, writing, business marketing and PR. They even have audiobooks for those who struggle with reading or who can't read at all. Course bundles, courses for kids, which I definitely will have a look at for my daughter, child education, language courses, reflexology, autism and special needs, life coaching, mindfulness, beauty therapy, counselling, diet and nutrition, hypnotherapy, hobby and craft, fitness and well-being, history, free courses, earth sciences. And when I tell you that they get professionals, you know, they know what they're talking about. They know what they're talking about. At the end of the courses, after doing all of like the grading, all of that kind of stuff, you will get a certificate, which is amazing. So I am fully qualified in dog behavior and training. Sadly, I'm not able to pursue my dog training life that I want to live because of my disability, but in the future this will definitely be handy. I use it on my own dog. So I completed that course on the 5th of the 7th month, which I think is August, in 2019. So that's when I first came around to Centre of Excellence. The courses are so detailed that every time I have a question, the next part answers it for me. And every time you have a problem with learning or not quite understanding the questions, their Facebook group, they have other people who have completed the course who don't tell you, like, they don't cheat for you, that kind of thing, but they do help you out, which is extra handy for me because I do struggle to understand things and that kind of stuff. And even though it is really easy for me, there are sometimes the odd things where I'm not quite sure. So along with that course, the previous courses that I have had would be the Canine Business Diploma. I only got up to 14% of completing it, so I haven't finished that. Dog Training Diploma, I never started, but probably read through. The Canine Communication Diploma, same thing. Puppy Training Diploma, I got up to 79% completing. Obviously, my business didn't stay open for such a long time, so a lot of these I got so upset with myself that I just kind of shut it all away because I really wanted to do it and I just couldn't. But I can come back and I can do these, and I really want to, and I will. I also have the Canine First Aid Diploma, 80% complete, and I'm pretty sure on all of these I have got 100% grade mark, which for me is amazing. Not just because it's my special subject, it was the fact that I always struggle on tests and stuff, and because they don't test you on your ability to remember things like school does, I was able to show my true potential, and they saw it and they gave me 100% mark, and that made me feel amazing and special. And it made me feel noticed. So I highly recommend Centre of Excellence. The business course, I wasn't sure whether to get. I was looking at other YouTube videos and stuff and people that were promoting their business, courses, that kind of stuff, and I was ready to buy them, but they were like in the hundreds of thousands of pounds. And I was like, why are they so expensive? I can't afford this. And then I thought to myself, Centre of Excellence. And so I went and I had a look, and oh my gosh, I got so lucky. They had released a new business course, but not only that, they had a whole package for £97. I wasn't sure if this package would end up being useless because it doesn't tailor to my unique-ish business. I mean, there's not many people that are in the roller skate business. If it was for people who hadn't started a business yet and I just wasn't gonna learn anything. So I had a few worries, but then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get it. I've had success in the past with Centre of Excellence, and even before this, I went on Trustpilot and I was like, you know what, let's just go check reviews, make sure they're still in the same standard as they were, you know, so many years ago. And I did, and all of the reviews on Trustpilot are amazing. So if you can't trust my review, go have a look at theirs. So far, everything is going well, and I decided to buy the package. I bought the package, I got it all, and I clicked on the first one. I'm starting with the Business Management with Accounting Diploma. And oh my goodness! There is a lot of information. Some things I didn't understand, but then it explained it for me. A lot of big words that they then explained for me. They have examples, and it is so, it's like when you look at taxes, and you go to the HMRC, they use such complicated big words and they go round in circles and they don't explain anything, and it just never makes sense in my opinion. But this, they can talk about the odd tax thing and talking about VAT, that kind of stuff, and it's just, I can understand it, and it was so shocking for me at how much I could understand it, especially with my learning disabilities. And I'm just amazed. So let me go with you through the subcategories that they offer. So in module 1, which is the introduction, they talk about a few things. So they have part 1, is business for you? It's quite important to figure that out first. So there is quite a lot here that I would have loved to have when I first started, but I can still pick up things that I never knew from it. So even though I'm still in, I can still pick up things, and I can still learn things about myself from what I want from a business, that kind of stuff. Okay, so positive aspects of business. Part 3, potential challenges. Part 4, managing the administration. Part 5, financing the business. Part 6, source of help and support. Part 7, summary. Then they give you a module assessment, which I haven't done yet. I just kind of skipped because I want to just know the information basically. But I'll probably do it by the end of it. Module 2, this is legalities and regulations. And a lot of this I didn't know, but there was a lot in here that I can use in the future, that a lot throughout my business I was thinking, yeah, but how am I going to do that? How am I going to employ people? I don't know how to go about it. I don't know how to do it legally, all of that kind of stuff. And this has, oh my god, changed that for me. So thank you so much. Legalities and regulations. Part 1, opening a business bank account. It's all in the name. It basically helps you figure out a name for your business, which I feel like is so helpful, and it gives you tips, but like not just tips, it gives you a lot of information on how to pick the right name for you and what to do and what's going to work, what's not going to work in society, that kind of stuff. Business registration and HMRC. Health and safety, trademarks and patents, big one. Employment law and ethics. Now I know these are all big words, but they explain everything, so I didn't know what ethics was. It's a word that I have no idea what meaning is, but I know how to say it. And they explained it so well to me, and they helped me to understand it so well. And it was just so shocking. They have part 6, consumer protection. Part 7, contract of employment. Part 8, summary, and then they have modules 2, assessment, and that's where I have gotten up to on this. So this is module 3, SWOT and pest analysis. So SWOT, SWOT analysis, and why you need it. So they tell you what SWOT is and why you need it. Pests analysis, same thing. SWOT and pests for a better business plan. 4, summary. So they give you basically a summary of what they've gone over, and then they'll give you the assessment. So the next part is assessment. Module 4, get focused. Part 1, focus is the key to success. Part 2, 8 tips for becoming a great manager. Part 3, business aims and objectives. Part 4, stakeholder considerations. Part 5, mission statement. Part 6, strategy and tactics. Part 7, summary, go over everything you've learned, and then you do the assessment. Module 5, so much information for just £27 basically. Module 5, the marketing plan. Part 1, what is marketing? Part 2, market analysis tools. Part 3, market share and market growth. Part 4, what is your target market? Part 5, business orientation. Part 6, the 4 P's of marketing. Part 7, marketing segmentation. Part 8, free market, it's no myth, which I'm definitely interested to get into. Then part 9, summary, and then the assessment. Module 6, essential accounting, which I would have loved to know this, and I'm hoping this is going to help me organize better, understand better, that kind of stuff. But part 1, bookkeeping. Part 2, balance sheet. Part 3, profit and loss account. Part 4, summary. Module 6, assessment. Module 7, HR. Part 1, what kind of boss will you be? Part 2, employment law and HR. Part 3, auto-enrollment. Part 4, creating job descriptions. Part 5, motivating your employees. Part 6, summary, assessment. Module 8, now this is the final module, creating your business plan. Part 1, the business plan. Part 2, why every good business should have a plan, which I basically don't. I don't really. I have the odd things where you could ask me questions and I could answer them in my head, like where do I want to be in 2 years? I mean, I would like to have a studio and work from there. But I don't have a written plan. I don't have anything that can motivate me or look back on. So this will be great. Part 4, making your business plan stand out. Part 5, summary. Module 8, assessment. So I have gotten all of that information just from the business management accounting diploma. So if you didn't want to buy all of them, or you couldn't afford all of them, you could only afford one, and you want to start somewhere, this is probably the best place to start. It's amazing. I honestly, I feel like I have so many good things to say about Centre of Excellence that I just can't say anything. So I'm just kind of showing you what you get, basically, and that's the best way to show you, to prove to you how amazing they are. So let's go into the second course, which is Marketing and PR for Small Business Diploma. So say you already knew that first bit, but you didn't know how to do the marketing. Well, this is what you could get from this course if you bought it. So, Module 1, the difference between marketing and PR. Part 1, the difference between marketing and PR. Part 2, what about marketing and PR in the digital space? I have no idea what that is. Then you have a module assessment. Module 2, developing a strategy. Part 1, developing a strategy. Part 2, create your USP. I have no idea what that is. Part 3, exclude to build a client base. Part 4, finalizing your strategy, and then the module assessment. Module 3, different tactics. Part 1, different tactics. Part 2, main traditional PR tactics. Part 3, main digital PR tactics. They're basically giving you a successful business. That's how I feel. Module 4, social media, and that's also part 1. Part 2, how to integrate social media into marketing and PR strategy, which I would never have thought of. So that is amazing. Part 3, other social media networks. So it gives you interesting. And then module 5 is part 1, monitoring and evaluating success. Part 2, traditional measurements of success. And part 3, top metrics for social media, and your module assessment. So that you don't get as much in this one, but when you think about the thing, it is basically covered all of what you've paid for, because you've paid for marketing and a PR for small business diploma, and it's giving you all the information. So it's smaller, but there just isn't any more information to give, kind of thing. And if it's like the first one, because obviously I haven't looked at these ones yet, but if they are anything like the first one, which I am highly convinced that they are, I would still say all of this is worth it. Next one, social media marketing diploma. Module 1, understanding social media marketing. So you have the introduction, and then part 1, what makes social media unique. Part 2, putting the social into social PR. Part 3, case studies 1, the Owl's Ice Bucket Challenge and the Colonel's Shola program. I have no idea, but I'm sure it will make sense when I go through it. Module 2, the new role of the customer. Part 1, the significance of customer engagement. Part 2, the feedback cycle. And then you have your module assessment. I've been talking too much. Module assessment. Module 3, building a social media marketing strategy. So that is part 1. And then part 2 is buyer personas. I'm guessing that is where you figure out who you want your buyer to be like. But yeah. I have no idea. Part 3, knowing the social networks that matter most, which is quite important. And then you have an assessment. Module 4, putting it all together. Part 1, creating a content marketing plan. Part 2, content creation and curation. And then you have your module assessment. Module 5, Facebook. They're going into detail, like proper detail here. So part 1, what is Facebook? Part 2, what to post on Facebook. Part 3, advertising on Facebook, which it would be quite interesting to read about because sometimes I don't know whether to advertise. I did for my dog business, but I didn't get anything from it really. But that could have been me, so doing the course before that will help me understand making good stuff to put on there. Part 4, Facebook analytics, which will be interesting. Module 5, assessment. Module 6, Twitter. I don't personally use Twitter, but maybe I could get used to it depending on what they say about it. Part 1, what is Twitter? Part 2, how to post on Twitter. Part 3, Twitter lists. Part 4, selling on Twitter. You can sell on Twitter? Did not know that. Module 7, LinkedIn. So part 1, what is LinkedIn? I guess that can tell me. Part 2, what to post on LinkedIn. And part 3, selling on LinkedIn. Module 8, Pinterest. I don't have Pinterest. I found it very confusing when I was younger, so that could just be that case, but hopefully this will help me because I think Pinterest would be a good platform for me because I sell aesthetic kind of accessories, so like a lot of my stuff is quite cute, kawaii, alt, sometimes pastel goth, that kind of stuff, but it's very much a specific like aesthetic and feeling kind of going on, and I feel like that kind of stuff does really well on Pinterest, so I'll definitely be interested in that. So 1, what is Pinterest? 2, how to make your Pinterest business page work for your business. Part 3, keywords on Pinterest. Part 4, selling on Pinterest. Then the assessment. Module 9, YouTube, Instagram and other social media platforms. So part 1, YouTube for selling. Part 2, types of videos. Part 3, Instagram for business, which I can't seem to get Facebook to accept me as a business page because for some reason it's so annoying. So that means I can't sell anything on Instagram. So hopefully this will help. Part 4, social media platforms that have shut down. I guess that could be interesting to know, to kind of figure out what kind of things that no one would want even on as a social media platform in general. And then you have your and then part 5 yeah. Okay, part 5, other social media channels for business. Then module 9, assessment. Then the final one, module 10, finalizing your strategy. So part 1, integrating your social media platforms. I don't know off the top of my head what integrating means, so I'll definitely have to read that. Part 2, remember it's all about the customer. Very true, so true. Part 3, social media management tools. So that's what you get in this one. So you get 10. Man, they go in detail about these things. So that's what that one gives you. Now let's look at internet marketing strategies for business diploma. Like those 3 are very much they kind of like entwine. So it would probably be best to do like all of them before you go on to doing everything, you know, like actually doing the physical work of it, if that makes sense. Right, module 1, what is internet marketing? And that's part 1. Part 2, the benefits of internet marketing. Part 3, what is internet marketing? Then the assessment. Module 2, steps to planning your campaigns. Part 1, set goals. Part 2, how to choose which internet marketing strategies to use. And then you have the assessment. Part 3, Module 3, search engine optimization, and that's also part 1. Part 2, core components of SEO, which is so important when it comes to website. I have I've only had 5 website orders, and it has been up for at least 8 months now. And I've only had 5 orders off of there. So hopefully doing this will help me get my website to just Google searches and stuff. Part 3, mobile and social media. So once again, it kind of entwines with the other ones. And then you have the module assessment. Module 4, content marketing. Part 1, what is content marketing? Part 2, what are the different types of content marketing? And part 3, how do you know which content you should create? Very helpful. Then you have the assessment. Then module 5, social media marketing. Part 1, what is social media marketing? Part 2, the new role of the customer. Part 3, creating SMM campaign. Have no idea what that is. Part 4, different social media sites. Part 5, advertising on social media. Part 6, social media metrics. And then the module assessment. Module 6, email marketing. I need help with this so much. I don't know how to create an email list. I have no idea. And I'm getting it so confusing. Like, I don't know whether to pay Wix more money to get an email from them, because every time I go to, like, there's like mailer list or something, which is supposed to be really good for email marketing, but they don't accept a Gmail account, and I'm just like, what? Anyway, I'm getting a bit overwhelmed. So module 6, email marketing. Part 1, what is email marketing? What is email marketing? Part 2, how to build an email list. Thank you. Part 3, how to create an e-newsletter. Part 4, email marketing metrics. Module 7, affiliate marketing. Part 1, what is affiliate marketing? I guess we'll find out. Part 2, different types of affiliate programs. Part 3, how does affiliate marketing work? Part 4, how to start your own affiliate program. Module assessment. Module 8. This is the last module for this one. SEM and paid internet advertising. Part 1, what is search engine marketing? Part 2, creating an effective PPC campaign. Part 3, managing a PPC campaign. Module 8 assessment. Then the final course that you get is how to make marketing videos for business diploma. I'm terrible at this, so let's get in. Module 1, the importance of video for small businesses. Introduction. Then you have part 1, the form consumers want. Part 2, building trust with clients. Part 3, when videos go viral. I never have that happen for me. Part 4, conclusion, and then the module assessment. Module 2, business video formats. Part 1, video blogging. Part 2, social videos. Part 3, how to / explainer videos. Part 4, conclusion. Module 2, assessment. Module 3, video equipment. Oh, maybe it can give me like advice. Part 1, considerations. Part 2, which camera is best for your needs. Part 3, editing software. Part 4, conclusion. Module 3, assessment. So I use my phone, and I'm like, I really want to get a camera. I don't know what camera to get. There are so many cameras, that kind of stuff, and I feel like this is going to tell me everything. So, overexcitement. Calm down. Module 4, how to plan for success. Part 1, defining your video marketing strategy. Part 2, define your audience. Part 3, measurements of success. Part 4, conclusion, assessment. Module 5, pre-production. Part 1, pre-production planning checklist. Part 2, treatment and storyboarding and script. Part 3, shot list and scheduling, which will be great because I'm really bad at keeping up with things. Part 4, conclusion, and then the module assessment. Module 6, production techniques. So part 1, composition. Part 2, lighting. Part 3, conclusion. Module 6, assessment. Module 7, shooting your video. Part 1, talking on camera. Hi, I've learned to do my best at it. Part 2, do my best at it. I can't even talk properly. Right, part 2, taking the shots. Part 3, conclusion, assessment. Module 8, post-production. Part 1, first stage of post-production. Part 2, second stage of post-production. Part 3, final stage of post-production, conclusion, assessment. And then the final module, which is module 9, distribution, sharing and promotion. Part 1, your own channels to your own networks. Part 2, YouTube and Vimeo. I feel like that could have been a spelling mistake. I feel like that could have been a spelling mistake and it's supposed to say YouTube and video, but it's got an M instead of the D, or it's another kind of platform. I don't know. Part 3, online and offline PR techniques. Part 4, conclusion, and then they have a course conclusion, and then your final assessment. And I just want to add that sometimes in these courses, they will have videos as well, which I think is extremely helpful, because I understand better through videos, if I'm honest. And you can pay extra to have your items printed and delivered to you. Obviously they have to charge extra for that because it costs them extra, but if you've got your own printer, then you can do it yourself and go through with highlighters, make it like you're studying again, all of that cool stuff. But anyway, my final conclusion on Centre of Excellence is amazing. I will always go there for courses, and if they have any new courses in the future that they would like me to try out and give my opinion on, I would 100% be happy to do that, because I would love to see what else they come out with. Anyway, I hope this video was really helpful and useful, and I hope it was fun to watch. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if they want me to make videos on other courses that they do and you want to see some more, then fingers crossed, I will definitely be willing to do that. 100%. Bye guys.